Welcome to a day in the life here. As per usual, I'm doing this spur of the moment because it's one of the things I honestly procrastinate about filming because it's full on, like homeschooling 3 kids and just running the house and all of that. And so to add filming on top of it, it feels like a lot. So I was just like, no, today we're going to do it. We currently have an Cyclone Philly, supposed to be coming over today. So we're going to be trapped inside the house for most of the day because it's supposed to be like lots of rain and wind and all that. So I am trying to get in a good mental headspace about having the kids inside all day. We live in a smaller home and it gets loud. It's already been very loud this morning. I've already had to have like several conversations about how loud we speak inside and how this day is going to go with all of us inside together. So, yeah. Anyway, we've kind of done a little bit of our school day. I'll show you what we've done just now. We do over breakfast, we always do a read aloud and some poetry and some scripture memory. So I'll show you that in just a second. And it's also sourdough day in our house. So every Wednesday I make some sourdough loaves and we usually have pancakes, sourdough pancakes. So we had our pancakes this morning and I'm in the process of making my loaves, which I'll bake tomorrow. That's something I started probably like 6 weeks ago and I am loving it. I find it so therapeutic and just good for us. So that's been fun. And it's just a normal school day planned out for us. So I'll take you along and show you what we do and all that stuff. The house is probably going to be a lot messier than usual because my children are inside. Usually they're outside a lot of the time and so the house doesn't get quite as untidy. But, you know, when they're inside all the time, that's just the way it goes. Alright, so this is what we did this morning. We read a poem out of this book. I've got this one and I've also got a nature poem for every day of the year. I got this one last year and I love it. There's beautiful illustrations in it. So because we're in the southern hemisphere and this is written for the northern hemisphere, we just flip the months. So instead of reading, like we're currently in April, we're reading in October. So here's that. Good girl. Thank you. And go get me a hairbrush. Thanks. And then we're reading Prince Caspian by C.S. Lewis at the moment. We did The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe in our first term, and now this is what we're doing, and we're all enjoying that. And then this is our little scripture memory box. We use the method from Simply Charlotte Mason to do scripture memory. So today we did our daily verse, which is Genesis 1:31. Okay, just pop it on the table for me, okay? And then I'll do your hair. And then it's an odd date today, so we did 1 Peter 4:8. We just reviewed this one because we've mastered it already. We're only just beginning this method. If it had been a Monday, which it's not today, it's Wednesday, but if it had been a Monday, we would have reviewed this verse as well. And then you keep pushing them back as you learn new verses. So it's a great little method, and we're really enjoying that, and the kids are learning lots. So now we're going to start our main subjects for the day. Hey, guys. Yep. Scooch over so I can sit, okay? So remember the words, be thou my vision, O Lord of my heart, naught be or else to me save that thou art.
I don't know that.
Okay. Thou my best thought by day or by night, waking or sleeping, thy presence my light. Are we ready? Okay. Okay guys, who remembers what habit we've been learning about? Not orderliness. Do you remember what it's called? Temperance, or what's the other name for it?
Kindness.
Self-control. Self-control. Very good. Okay, so let's talk about this. What is it like being around somebody who you can find nothing bad to say about? Do you enjoy being with people like that? They're nice to be around, hey, okay? If that person then told you a lie, okay, or sorry, if someone told a lie about that person, you would know at once that it isn't true because you know that that person has a good character. Hey, they're a good person. Yeah?
So, like, what lie?
So, like, if someone, say you're good friends, you've got a good friend and you really enjoy spending time with them and they're a lovely person, and then someone says something about them that you know isn't true, You know it's not true because they're a good person and they've got a good character, right? Okay, so let's just listen to this. I'm going to read something from the Bible. Titus 2, 1 through 8. Listen to this, okay? But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine, that the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity and patience. Okay, I've got paper spool of you to colour in. Charlie, go sit over there and colour, okay? Good girl. And then Annie, here's your one. This is a picture of a Spartan warrior. Do you remember the Spartans? We learned a little bit about them last year.
What's so special about the Spartans?
It's the kind of people.
Mom, I have pink.
They were the boys who were sent off to learn how to be soldiers. Do you remember how old they were when they were sent off?
What? Just born?
They were 7. So right now, you would have left home. You'd be gone. You'd be learning to be a soldier.
Why do they have to learn to be a soldier?
That was just what they did back then. All right, let's listen, okay?
But if you're good,
Chapter 22. Sparta and Athens. Life in Sparta. The Persian Empire was a...
Okie dokie. So, let's ask some questions. Did the Greek cities all obey the same king? No, each city has its own king. What did all Spartan boys grow up to be?
soldiers.
Soldiers. Well done. What did they learn in school?
They learned how to be quiet, still, and survive pain.
Yeah, so to be strong. Charlie, honey, don't do that. If you were a Spartan boy and you hurt yourself, what would you do?
Nothing.
Pretend you were a Spartan boy and you hurt yourself, what would you do?
Nothing.
What do you mean nothing? Would you cry and stuff, or what else would you do?
I just walk away.
You'd be brave and silent. You would not cry. You would pretend you were fine. Alright, what were Spartan girls supposed to do?
They're just supposed to stay home and do no exercise.
Exercise. They would be good fighters, and what else?
Why did the girls have to be good fighters?
Because they were all trained to be good fighters. What else did the girls do?
They exercised.
They were supposed to have babies as well. Okay? So this is one flower here, and this is another flower here. Annie, I want you to buzz into the bowl of pollen with your hand to find and gather the nectar, which is this. Okay? Alright. Then I want you to fly to the paper flower, pretend to gather more from there as well. When you fly away, you will see that the pollen from your fingers has been left on the second flower. Okay? So go in here, dig all in there, pretend you're a buzzy bee looking for what you need. Dig all in there like this. Yep. Now go over to the other flower and pretend you're digging for more. Dig, dig, dig in there. Okay? Alright, Jack, your turn. You got to dig for that. Dig, dig, dig.
And then I can eat it again.
Okay, Charlie, you want to do it?
We are going to do
Okay,
it.
come over here. Annie, scooch over so Charlie can have a turn.
After we are going to eat all of that. What's the
Okay.
honey for?
Dig in there with your hands. Dig, dig, dig,
What's
dig.
the honey for?
Now pretend you're a buzzy bee. Go fly over here. Okay, listen now. Can you see that as you're being a bee, after you went in there, what's left on here?
Pollen.
Yeah, you've left the pollen there
Just the crumb
onto
from
the
the
second
chips.
flower. So you took some from this flower and you
Let
put
me
it on the
some
second
cookies
flower.
down.
That is how the bees move the pollen.
And there's a cookie on it.
Yeah.
After we can eat it.
Huh? Here's one for Annie and one for Charlotte. Put your little hand out, Charlotte. Okay, that is a sesame seed. A bee's brain is only about the size of that sesame seed. It truly shows the might and majesty of God to see that He created such a sophisticated system in something so tiny and small. Look how little that is, okay? A bee's brain works at a much faster and superior rate than even an advanced computer.
When are you going to put it in here?
In a minute. A bee's tiny brain makes very complicated navigational calculations and has a fantastic memory, okay? Some types of bees make honey. These bees suck up nectar from flowers with a tube-like mouth. They turn the nectar into honey in their bellies, in their tummy, okay?
All the assignments, and that's when I started beekeeping. And that year Del Monte came in, and with your aerial sprayers, my bees all died. So now I go into my teens, and I started floor covering construction and did all that. And so met my wife, we dated. So now I'm in my 26, 27.
Hey guys, I am about to call Annie in to come and do her school with me. I love this angle because it just shows you exactly how multifaceted our living area is. We've got the kitchen, the laundry, and school area, and living room. All in one shot, so just shows you how well we use our living area. So kids just had a bit of a break. They went and played outside. Thankfully the weather's not too bad at the moment. I mean, it doesn't look great, but it's not too bad. Careful with that, Cha-Cha. So Charlotte's just playing here, and I'm gonna go get Annie, and then I'll do Jack after that, and yeah, we'll just do a little bit of school.
Now again.
Okay, so we're gonna read some sentences, Annie.
Yep.
Okay, so sound of these out, okay?
Tap.
Remember that word?
No.
Special word.
The.
Oh.
O. I. D. What?
Lid.
Lid.
So tap the lid. Now look, these words are exactly the same down here. So what was that word?
Tap the lid. Ot. Ot.
Not ot, that's a f.
Of.
Of. Special word.
The.
The, yeah.
Pen.
Very good. Tap the lid of the pen.
This doesn't have to be pen. Pen.
No, because it's a full stop. It's not an exclamation mark. Very good. I didn't know if you remembered that. All right, so for Annie's language arts, I do a real mixture of everything. She's working through All About Reading, which is, we did one of the fluency sheets, and she just finished off lesson 10 in that, or level 10. And then I've also got Ready to Read from Gather Round that she's working through, and she's got Reading Eggs, and then we've also got Primary Language Lessons Foundation from my Homeschool Australia. We do this 3 days a week. It's very, very short and sweet, and I like it. And then I just kind of feel how she's going with All About Reading. If I find she's not mastering it, what is
Can I
that?
see Charlie's thing?
I find if she's not mastering it, then we will do some Ready to Read, because it kind of like solidifies the concept she's being taught in All About Reading. And I'm getting her to do Reading X like for 20 minutes a day. Yeah, don't pull that out, okay? That's the original. So it sounds like she's doing a lot. She's not doing a lot. It's just that I pick and choose what she's doing each day to make sure that I'm meeting like her where she's at, and not just trying to push her through a curriculum just for the sake of getting through it. You know what I mean? Because I want to know that she's like really grounded in the concepts, and it keeps it fun for her and not boring, yeah?
Why do I have to do all of this?
Because that's when you finish the whole book, will be when you get to the end. Look how many you've already done. Good job.
But that's a lot still.
It is a lot, but you'll get there. That's all right. Took Jack a while to get through it. Do you know all the letters of the alphabet, Annie?
A, B, C.
Okay, so I want you to fill in the missing letters. So tell me which ones are missing. Stop. Shh, shh, shh. Okay. What letter? Okay, so you've got A. What should be here? What should be right there? A.
B.
Yep.
B.
You can write that in. Is your thing even on? Hold on, I think that's one you want. Yep. No, it's on. It's on. Don't put it any higher. It will snap. There. Okay, so you're writing the missing ones, okay? This is apparently what the other two have been up to while Annie's been doing school with me. What have you got there, Charlie J?
Oh, Mom, I want to show you the coolest part about it. This is the coolest part about it. House.
Whoa, that's like a trampoline.
Yeah, it's
Pretty cool. Okay, you gonna keep playing in there while Jack does his school?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you in a bit later, okay?
But where Annie?
She's coming very soon. She's just finishing her handwriting, okay? She's coming. She's coming. She'll come play with you. You want her to play with you? Okay. I'll go get her, okay? You wait here. You make sure you look after the hut. Don't let anyone get in.
Okay. I was ordering a fly liner
Okay, so language arts. Sit down nicely, please.
Wait, what are we writing to?
Homophones. We're learning about a new type of word. So homophone are words that sound the same but are spelled differently and have different meanings. Sit up nicely, please, so they can see you. Let me see lounges in the background. You guys will just have to live with that because that's real life right now. Okay. Can you go get Charlie's little whiteboard out of her basket and the whiteboard pen, please? Annie finished off her handwriting while I started on school with Jack, and now the girls are both playing in the hut that Jack made for them. So Jack and I are going to do, he's done his math, he's got his language arts, spelling, and handwriting to do today, and then we're finished our school for the day. So we're a little bit behind today. It's like past 12 already, but that's okay. We didn't have any plans this afternoon because it's a miserable day outside. It's blustery and just not something that I really want to go out in. So, yeah, we'll do that. Annie will probably play reading eggs later on.
Mom, need wipes.
Yeah. Oh, is it not coming off? It's probably just off. That's okay. I can write around it. All right, we've finished language arts. Jack's just doing his last 2 subjects for the day. What are you doing now, Jack? Spelling, huh? This is the Moffat Girls spelling curriculum. So he's cracking the secret spelling code to do his practice of his spelling words today. And then he's almost finished his handwriting book. He'll be moving on to level, what is it next? Level 2 next. This is the level 1. So these are just some letters that he needs to work on his formation with. So he's going to do that. And then he'll be done for the day. And then we have a read aloud. And our read aloud we're doing at the moment is A Little Princess. So we'll do that over lunch. But this is it. This is the last of the bookwork for the day.
Hey, Mom!
Power Sarah possessed, and the one which gained her even more followers than her luxuries and the fact that she was the show pupil, the power that Lavinia and certain other girls were most envious of, and at the same time most fascinated by in spite of themselves, was her power of telling stories and of making everything she talked about seem like a story, whether it was one or not. Anyone who has been at school with a teller of stories knows what the wonder means, how he or she is followed about and besought in a whisper to relate to romances, how groups gather round and hang on the outskirts of the favoured party in the hope of being allowed to join in and listen. Wow, the weather has well and truly come over now. It's bucketing with rain outside. It is, what time is it? 10 past 1. We're finished with our school for the day. So the kids have done all their book work. We did all our group studies and we've done all our read alouds. So the kids had their lunch while I read to them, and now they're playing in Charlotte's room in the hut for a little while, probably till about 1:30, and then they'll all have rest time for an hour and a half. The big kids have rest time for an hour and a half, and Charlotte naps for longer than that. So, yeah, that's what's happening there. I'm about to do some sourdough muffins, make some sourdough muffins. I've got a little bit of my starter left. I used some to make bread this morning and pancakes, and so now I've got a little bit left. I'm going to make some muffins, and then I will feed it and put it back in the fridge till next week. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to have my lunch and chill out for the afternoon. It's a cozy afternoon. The kids are now fighting. You probably hear it. But I'm going to wrap this up and say thank you for watching, and if you've got questions for me about anything we did today or like what we used or whatever, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love?